Okay, so there was a few things I want to talk about, as usual. One of the things is I wanted to make it clear when I was talking about like my relationships and stuff in the past. Um, I'm not trying to blame somebody else for being them, that they were the problem in my life. Um, the point about relationships and stuff is to claim my part in my own life, not to be like, oh, poor me, I was a victim to all of these relationships and these people and their agenda or whatever their needs were, you know. I'm saying, that I'm taking responsibility for my own self, and that in those relationships that I can see the lessons that I learned, that I can step back and I can see like, oh, those relationships weren't there to make my life horrible and to make it hard. They were there to teach me. And it may be a lesson that other people are going to learn in different ways. It may be a lesson that other people already know. We all have our own lessons to learn. I needed to learn how to love myself and to prioritize myself and to give myself value in what I believed and what I thought and what my desires and stuff. To not just be there for somebody else, to be their little trophy, there for their needs. They can pull you off the shelf, let you speak a moment and put you back up there. That is, that's not living to your full potential, That's you accepting somebody not giving you value that you deserve. And so that's what I'm trying to talk about, is how to get out of that mindset of, these relationships that I've been in. And, I just pick bad people, and I just pick abusive people. My dad's an alcoholic. I just pick alcoholics. My mom didn't love me. I never pick people who love me, that kind of thing that we get ourselves wrapped up into. When you go into the relationships, and well, for one thing, there's a lot of expectation put on a relationship. For me, I thought these relationships were going to save me. They were going to make my life better. They were going to make me more complete. They were going to give me my identity. They were going to show me who I was. They did show me who I was. It just wasn't what I wanted to see. So I kept going back in, thinking I could, I was just doing something wrong. I wasn't doing it right. If I did it different, it would be right and it would work, because other people seemed like they were working. But, how do we know? We don't know what their journey is. We don't know their private life. We don't know. That's the stupid thing about social media. People can just make this unrealistic story. They can catfish the whole world, catfish all their friends and community by pretending their life has got no problems and they're perfect. Then, and nobody's going to go on to social media and be real and be honest and say, hey, I've got this problem. I got that problem. What am I going to do? Most people just want to try and look at the best and try and feel good about things. Most people are caught up in this cycle of trying to survive in this rat race planet that we're on. And there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about that with reincarnation and cycles and stuff. I had just heard this guy, and I've heard this a bunch of times, but about this reincarnation trap. And so I want to kind of talk about that, my perception. And then there was a few different things I wanted to talk about. But I really want to have that be clear about relationships. The things I'm sharing about my own personal stuff isn't to try and make those people look bad or look worse than me or something. I was equal. You pull in your vibration, you pull in where you are. So if you think you're being treated bad by other people, you are the problem. You are the one who can fix it. And if you think you're being treated bad by other people, you're in a lower vibration kind of relationships. And how to get out of those is to learn to love yourself. And, you won't accept those kind of relationships when you move out of that mind space. And so it is that's part of the journey. That's part of, you know, what you're here to learn. And, you know, I feel like it's been so embedded into people to blame others, to be a victim, to feel sorry for yourself. I mean, to go into this whole mentality over everybody's little baby feelings and, oh, don't say this and watch this word and watch that word. You know, I was just watching this show. One of my daughters said, you got to watch this show. And I hate watching new shows because there's always got an agenda. All they want to do is push their fucking agenda. So I watched it. I like some of the people in it and stuff. And it is, you know, it's pretty good, but there's so much stuff that they're constantly pushing on you. But, you know, they keep doing a lot of this division between the college-age kids and the parents, the capitalistic, you know, millionaire parents. It shows all these different dynamics and stuff. But one of the questions when they asked the guy, well, what do you stand for? And this boomer guy, dad, seemed confused. Like, you know, I don't know. What do I stand for? What are you even talking about? What do I stand for? I'll tell you what I stand for, and I think the most human beings stand for is freedom and equality. And you got to start recognizing when someone's taking away your freedom and when someone's pushing to constantly keep things out of balance. If someone's being oppressed, that's not equality. When they're constantly pushing this agenda of that we need to oppress some group, some person, you know, and they convince people like, oh, well, it's your duty, it's your right, and shit like that. No, it's not. Oppression is oppression. That's not the kind of world we want to live in. We want to live in a world that is freeing and accepting of all people, all people's values. And another thing with the shows and stuff, you know, and this could be totally off to some people, but, you know, when I would watch the L Word, you know, I liked the L Word, and, but then I just found watching it, they just had, like, it was really super sexy and stuff like that. I started thinking, you know, it was just making me want to just go out and have sex with a woman. And I was like, I'm just going to watch this. But I started noticing that that is kind of like what they do. And they're going to start doing with, I mean, they've already started on Netflix with the grown men and the little, you know, little ones. They've already started pushing that. And they want to get it to where, you know, like when the cinematographer was talking about cuties and stuff and talking about the angles and stuff that they use in porn, they were using the same angles in this. And, you know, we're just right around the thing. But when you think about it, because in this show, it has a sexual, you know, there's two guys and stuff like that. And I was thinking, I bet you there's a lot of guys who would just, a lot of people who would get aroused. I mean, it's sexy, kind of like really, you know, passionate, sexy scene. So if they're doing that, and if somebody gets aroused by it, then automatically, you know, they want to go experience or something. So they're kind of pushing this agenda on us because really, sex is a private thing. Where it came, like that we need to have it always in movies, and then we need to accept, oh, well, we got to watch gay sex because we're not accepting it. Well, why do we need to watch any sex? Like, you got to start asking yourself these questions and think about who's in charge of the shit that's coming into our house, and really start questioning it, because they really are putting stuff in there to kind of turn us into, like, they're pervy for sure. You know, they've got a lot of fetishes and shit. And they are, you know, they're sick-minded. They can't, you know, enjoy normal things. And they want to turn us into that. Well, you know, you turn that shit off, you know. We can enjoy normal things. And they want to turn us into something that they are. And we're not that. So, yeah. I just think you got to just start noticing this stuff. And just look at it. Just pull back and look at it from a different perspective. Don't get caught up in the transmission and what it's doing to your mind, you know. Step back and look at it and notice what's going on in your mind. I'll be right back. There was some more stuff I wanted to talk about, but let me go get the little lady.